Yesterday at DC Fandom, we got the first official trailer for the upcoming Peacemaker HBO Max series, or at least teaser. It's labeled teaser, but it really is basically a trailer because it's like almost 3 minutes long. But this was so good because, obviously I like Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad, so I was excited for a spin-off series, and everything we've heard about the show. I was excited for it, but going into this, I wasn't really hyped for it. Like, I wasn't really that excited. I was like, alright, cool, Peacemaker show. That's going to be cool, but I don't know if I'm really that excited for it. So going into this, I expected we were going to get a trailer DC Fandom, but, I didn't really expect too much from it. But this trailer was so good. Like, this trailer was so hype. Like, I loved it so much. Main reason for that is actually because of the song. Like, the song just brought it up to the whole next level. But I love everything we're seeing in this series based off this trailer. With the comedy, the action, the just everything that's going on here. We're getting a redemption arc for Peacemaker, which of course is going to be hard to do after the things he did in the Suicide Squad, but you know what? I'm here for it. I'm excited for it. This 8-episode series is coming in January, and I'm so excited for it. But guys, we have got to go ahead and break down this trailer. Before I do, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think about the trailer for Peacemaker, and are you excited for this series? So let's get right into it. So we follow up after the post-credit scene of the Suicide Squad, where it is revealed that Peacemaker did indeed survive, and now he is needed to save the world. And I love this interaction here with Peacemaker talking to this janitor, and he's telling him about, like, I'm supposed to be in prison for, like, superhero stuff, like, I'm Peacemaker. And then you got this guy here, the janitor, who, I don't know the actor's name, but he's definitely familiar. I know I've seen this guy show up in, like, multiple TV shows before. He's always super funny. And he's like, there's no superheroes named Peacemaker. It's like, well, yeah, that's kind of me. And, John Cena's just, like, all offended, like, I'm kind of famous. Like, no, you're not. Nobody's ever heard of Peacemaker, because he's a bad guy. And then we transition right into this really cool, almost like training montage between Peacemaker and Vigilante, which is a team up I'm really excited to see in this series. As you can see, HBO Max original. And you just get these great shots here of these two just fooling around, having some fun, doing some training. They got the bow and arrows there. Peacemaker doing all that stuff. He's actually shooting a peace sign into what looks like maybe a safe or a locker or something. Then Peacemaker's doing a little bit of a risky move with letting Vigilante shoot something from between his hands that he's holding down low, if you know what I mean. That's definitely a big risk to be taken, but, Peacemaker, he does some crazy stuff. So you got that. And then we're introduced to our team. So this right here is Clemson. He's going to be kind of like the leader of the team that's basically recruiting Peacemaker and saying, if you don't want to go back to prison, then come work for us and work for the government and help save the world. And then we've got Amelia Harcourt, played by Jennifer Holland. She was, of course, one of the people working for Amanda Waller in the Suicide Squad, along with John Economos, played by Steve Agee. So they're returning from their roles. This was set up in the post-credit scene. So they're going to be starring in the series alongside Peacemaker. I love how you have John Economos even getting in on the action. You're doing a little crane kicks, some karate moves and stuff. Looks like that's actually Judomaster on the ground. Maybe that'd be funny if he's the one to actually take out Judomaster, but we'll talk more about Judomaster a little later in the trailer. So then we've also got our new recruit for the team, Adebayo, and she's a really interesting character because, again, she's new to the team, but as James Gunn was talking about in the panel, she's going to be the only one that actually kind of like puts up with Peacemaker and understands his jokes and understands he's a douche and, can deal with him. But she's also new. She's a rookie, so she's not going to know how to do everything. I love this moment here where it looks like Peacemaker even gets a little bit of a different helmet because you can see that it's almost like pointed and isn't round on the top. So I'm interested to see that. From the director of the Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy. Then we're introduced to our final member of the team, Vigilante, aka Adrian Chase, played by Freddie Stroma. And this is such an interesting character. DC is great with their Vigilante characters in the DCU and even in TV sometimes too. So I love his suit here. It is so comics accurate, and Peacemaker's like, oh yeah, that's just Vigilante. It's like, why is he hiding behind there? And he's like, oh hey guys, how's it going? And it's like, okay, this guy is so much like Deadpool. Literally in this trailer, Vigilante seems so much like Deadpool, and I'm loving it. So this is our team. This is our squad right here. We've even got Eagly down there at the bottom. We'll talk about him more later as well. And then they go off on their new mission. So Clemson is telling us about this mission with this family, and then this was another super funny part here with a joke where Peacemaker's like, oh, that looks like a butt baby, and Wow, that's kind of rude, but yeah, it was hilarious at the same time. A new Max original series. And this is, like I said, where we're introduced to kind of that redemptive arc, because he did some really, really bad stuff in the Suicide Squad that made a lot of people hate this character. But we're going to see in this series a different side of the character. You have a little bit of a voiceover here from Adebayo saying that, like, there's something sad about him, and it's almost like he puts on this douchey persona just to kind of hide away and, like, push it to the side and not be so serious. And I'm really excited to see that relationship between those two characters. And then, speaking of relationships, you get to see Peacemaker meeting up with his father right here. So you get this, they have some interactions. His father thinks he grew up to be not a good guy and all this stuff, and he's like, oh, you should have been a better man and all this stuff. And yeah, so clearly they don't have the best of relationships. That was introduced in the Suicide Squad, I believe. Amanda Waller mentioned that. And then you got this great shot of the Peacemaker suit all bloodied up and dirty and stuff. And he's just like, I don't know what to do. Like, is this right or is this wrong what we're doing? You can see, like, they open the door and automatically Peacemaker, Vigilante just going to town ready to kill someone. And then you get this conversation between Peacemaker and Vigilante where, like I said, Peacemaker's asking, like, is this wrong? Is what we're doing wrong? And I love Vigilante's response here, because he says, like, we're murderers, but, like, we only murder bad people. So in a way, we're kind of good, unless it's, like, the wrong people that we end up killing. So that was pretty funny there. Again, this character's so similar to Deadpool, but I really like it. He's got a chainsaw there. I was like, yeah, sometimes we get the wrong person, but oh well. There's another great shot of Peacemaker, and then you got, like, this boardroom team meeting, and him just being like, PowerPoint, that's so funny. And then you get to see John Economos, who's covered in blood, along with Peacemaker, who's also covered in blood, and you can see that John is pulling Peacemaker up and forming an alliance, because they're going to be butting heads throughout the series. So again, we're going to get those unlikely alliances, unlikely relationships, and I'm excited to see that in the series. Now, one thing that I'm a little concerned about, well, I don't know if I'd say concerned, but something I'm not really looking forward to, is more John Cena and tighty whities. That was something that happened in the Suicide Squad. It's kind of awkward, just the bulge and that and everything. And then James Gunn said during the panel, well, luckily we have a 4-minute dance scene of John Cena and the tighty whities for this series. So okay, then so it seems like we're actually getting a fight scene as well. But then this right here is Judomaster. This is going to be actually a superhero in the series, because Peacemaker is, I call him an anti-hero. He's not completely a villain. But Judomaster is going to be going up against them. I did a video on this the other day, breaking down our first look at him from a variant comic book cover. And I'm a little conflicted on his look, because it is not at all how Judomaster looks in the comics. And, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but he just looks so similar to TDK, or the detachable kid from the Suicide Squad. So I wish they would have, made him look a little different, but whatever. And then you get this great, hilarious moment of Peacemaker, like, falling off a building. But, he's alright. I mean, he survived a shot in his neck, so I think he can survive something like that. And then, like I said before, seems like we're getting a fight scene in the tighty whities as well. And this is just such a weird moment right here, because you got John Cena in the tighty whities, but he's also wearing the Peacemaker helmet, and he's got, like, this blue energy going around him. I have no idea if he's gonna get, like, superpowers or something like that. I don't even know what's going on here, but definitely seems really interesting. As you can see behind him is the Peacemaker mobile, his very patriotic car. Now he's just cruising the nights in his Peacemaker mobile with Eagly, of course, his pet eagle, which is named Eagly, so very creative name. And then this was hilarious as well. It was like, oh, Eagly's hugging me. Dad, go get the camera. And then his dad's just walking away. It's like, Dad, I mean, this is a great moment. Honestly, that, like, if you can train an eagle to hug you, that's definitely picture worthy. But no, his dad just walks off. And then that's the end of the trailer. Peacemaker, again, it was such a good trailer. The series is going to come on January 13th. Most likely we're getting weekly episodes. They might do it like the other HBO Max series, where they drop the first 3 episodes on the premiere and then do weekly episodes after that. But January 13th, 8-episode series. I'm excited for this. Again, before I saw the trailer, I was like, I was interested in it, and I thought it would be cool, but I didn't think it would be this good. Like, I'm really excited for this. This looks absolutely amazing. I'm excited for Peacemaker. It's gonna be awesome. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think about the official teaser trailer for the Peacemaker HBO Max series? If you weren't interested in this before, did this change your mind? And what do you most want to see from this series? So anyways guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the DC life.